Hello, witches. I thought I would share a cute little familiar story. If you watched my last video, my neighbors are giving us a very hard time, freaking out, pounding on the doors. This morning, the woman was pounding on the ceiling and calling the police on us and all kinds of stuff like that. So after last night, it really frightened me, frightened the kids, and kind of got us in a really bad mood. So today, my ferret apparently had a great idea. I was sitting in here having my tea, and I heard a smash, followed by Joy screaming, "The ferret, he broke something!" And I ran in the bathroom to see what it was, and it was one of my, about this size jar with a cork. And at first I smelled vinegar, and I thought, what is that? Well, where did that come from? And surprisingly, it said salad dressing on the bottle, because when I made this, I happened to use that jar because it was the right size, but it was not salad dressing. And I looked at it closer to see what was in it, and I was like, that's not salad dressing. What the heck is this? What did I make? And so I dissected the ingredients, and I figured it out that a long time ago, not that long, but long enough that I forgot, I had made a very strong concentrated floor wash. And my plan was to just use it in small quantities, as a regular floor wash, but you can use more of it or use it as it is if you need like a serious, real powerful cleansing of something negative that has been in your environment. And also, there's some stuff in it, to keep things out. We all know about animals marking their territory and all of that. So, it was that type of a floor wash. And the bottle was like way back in the bathroom cabinet on the bottom, and I had completely forgotten it was even there. And so apparently my ferret didn't, and he dug out that bottle and he pushed it all the way to the front and knocked it out of the cabinet, so it smashed on the floor. And I just thought, wow, that's like such a behavior of a true familiar to actually help you really with your magic. It was so cool to see that happen. And so as I was mopping it up and everything, and I took advantage and I did a major floor washing. And the cool part was that the bathroom where he found it was like right where the guy almost was pounding on the door, because the front entrance is right there next to the bathroom. And the funny thing is that since these neighbors have been harassing us and all of that, every time somebody is either sent to the door for us or him coming to the door, for whatever reason, they can't ever seem to get past my threshold. Even when you stand back, like, to invite them to come step in, and they can't, because I have lots of little protective things along the way. Things up anybody who comes in and walks up the stairs just a few steps, there's things all the way up to the door, kind of warning signs that if you don't have a good intention, there's a magical person in there. And I mean, that could be why the neighbors don't like us, because it's very obvious that a witch lives in this house. There's brooms everywhere and all of that kind of stuff. But you can tell also that I'm not like a really dark, evil person, because a lot of the stuff around, I mean, you can see it's all happy and positive, but it doesn't mean that just because you're a positive, relaxed, kind of low-key person, that you're not a pushover. And the more time goes by, the less of a pushover I am. And people have noticed that about me recently, that my thinking has changed. I've kind of come out of a hibernation period. And recently some huge emotional blocks. The deeper we go into our subconscious and the more we're able to control it over time, any remnant of ego and shadow self, whatever you guys call it. Some people, I realize it's kind of all the same thing. Those kind of negative parts of us that were formed early in our life, based on the subconscious. Because I was watching something that was talking about how when we look at something and we interact with somebody on a conscious level, that's one aspect, but our subconscious is absorbing all kinds of things that we don't even realize are being absorbed. That is a huge reason why that subliminal messages that are added into marketing that you don't even see, that you don't acknowledge, that you don't even realize is influencing you. That's why that stuff really works, because you think you're watching something and you think you're interacting in a certain way or whatever it might be, but your conscious is seeing one thing and experiencing one thing, but your subconscious is doing all kinds of other stuff that you don't even know. So the deeper we get and the more control we gain over it, those things that have been absorbed that are not good, that are negative, and make us act in immature or whatever it might be, negative reactions to things, negative interactions with people. The more we are able to control our subconscious, the more we let go. And as those releases happen, you'll see changes in your everyday, physical life. It's amazing, because recently the one that I let go of was a huge one. And when I did, my whole physical world changed. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my phone. My physical body started to change. I had apparently huge blockage to do with my sinuses, and it literally released, and my sinuses have drained. I can breathe better, and other areas of my body have let go of stuff that was blocked, and it's crazy. And then your environment will start to change. I'm noticing clutter and things that I'm I walk by it every day. I take things out of the drawer every day, and I did not see or realize or acknowledge how much of a horrible disorganized mess it was, and suddenly I'm able to see it. So it's interesting. So I thought I'd share what my ferret did and tell you about these cool steps of clarity. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Blessed be. Bye.